Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be joined today by Rohan Marley. He's the son of the legendary musician Bob Marley. Rohan is the leader of the Lion Order movement, which brings together professional athletes, activists, and visionaries who are passionate about consciousness via plant medicine. Thank you so much, Rohan, for your time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Rohan, we know you're a serial entrepreneur involved in many ventures and now have seen a lot of coverage about this lion order movement, and we are very intrigued. So we want to start off by asking you to share with our audience what is the lion order movement.
Um, you know, Years ago, when I played at University of Miami, I played football. I was a linebacker, and I played with the years between 91 and 95. And those are the years with a lot of great players: Ray Lewis, Warren Sapp, a bunch of other guys I played on the team. But these guys, I'm referring them because I would speak to them all the time before, like mainly Ray, not so much Sapp in regards to the mantra in the early times. So when I would speak to Ray, I would tell Ray, hey, I say, listen, when you get out there on the field Sunday, we would speak on Saturday night. I would tell him, I say, you need to be like a lion. You need to go out there. You need to devour your opponent. You need to put yourself on the opposite side of your opponent. Like you got to be a lion out there. You gotta devour your guy. You gotta go after it, and kind of giving them the lion way. But I knew that after I've spoken to him, by the time he gets to 1 o'clock Sunday, by the game time, a lot of people would have spoken to him. A lot of things would have happened. So I told him, I said, listen, man, before you step on that field, just remember lion order, you know? So it's like that I founded a word that would trigger this emotion of wanting to be, awaken this lion, this courage, this brave human being within oneself to play the game, because it's a brave game and takes courage. So after that, we chanted lion order, and then my son, while he was in college, I did the same thing for him. He went to the NFL. I did the same thing with him, my son Nico. So after everyone retired, and even LeVar Arrington, another great friend of mine, I miss him so much. I haven't seen him in a long time. I got to reach out to him. Also, he was a big part of the movement, Lion Order, in the beginning of the movement. Like the mantra. So after the sports thing kind of dwelled down a little bit, I was beginning to become more of the entrepreneur, and I started Marley Coffee, a sustainable movement. But what I realized about business or just life, the awakening came when I realized that the courage is to be about life, Sports is just an example of life, but our day to day is what's more important in life. And what better being to life, being life source, to replicate as inspiration for self than the lion? Because when we look to man, we see that man fall short of the glory. But when we look to the soul and spirit of the lion, not when the lion is about his lust or his hunger, the lion about his natural way, not his what do you call it? Not I don't know, the primal, not the primal way, the way, not the way when he's thinking about food, or no, the lion himself. So I realized that we as human beings have stepped away from who we really are as a being, not as a people, as a person, because it starts with one person. And one day I'm in Africa, and I went on a safari just to be around lions. I just wanted, this what made it all sink in for me. And it was about, like, I would call it, say, 5 p.m., and we were driving across the Serengeti, or wherever, the safari, whatever you want to call it. And here comes a lion just walking, because the animals, they, when the sun sets, they set, they work with the sun. So here's the lion walking across, and my vehicle is coming towards him. I'm gonna cross his path, but I wanted to see him, so I stopped my vehicle a little bit in his pathway. First of all, he saw me. He didn't look at me. He walked straight. And what I noticed about the lion, I was like in his path. He took a step, and then his other step was a direct turn out of my path. Like, no. Then he turned. He didn't look. He didn't break stride. He didn't stop to look. He didn't stop to see what was in his way. He just turned because there was an object in his pathway. He just turned and went that way. But on the others but in front of me, and while he's crossing the path of the vehicle, it's like another 600 gazelle, uh, antelope, all these animals, and every single animal was at attention. Every animal was still. Not one of them moved. And at no time did the lion ever look left nor right. Kept his head going straight. And that's what I call lion order. Being himself, and he doesn't have to roar to be a lion. A lion is a lion every single day. A lion wakes up a lion, a lion goes to sleep a lion. Nothing ever changes for the lion. So that's lion order.
And question for you, what does this what products or what does this movement offer as part of, this very inspiring way of looking at life?
So when we talk about like entrepreneur now, because the lion is the man, the soul of the man. Now that we have gained our courage, gained our direction as a man, what do we want to do? What is it that we're going to do in life? So some of the things that's dear into my heart, of course, obviously, some things we utilize on a daily basis. For one, coffee is one of them. Apparel is another one. But coffee is Marley Coffee, not Lion Order. But Lion Order is a mantra that built Marley Coffee. But as a brand, I decided to launch Lion Order as a movement, the brand in the cannabis space in regards to what's going to propel the movement and what item I want to share with each and every one. And being those items would be the medicinal plant is one of the items, one of the products I want to share with everyone because it taps into the mind and it helps to really align self again, no matter how you practice, whatever by edibles, by application, by however you consume. So cannabis is one of the items that one of the products are part of the movement, as well as the apparel side, as well as hard goods. So I want to really bring to the industry a movement like what similar to what Supreme did with the skate world, like Stu Seed Supremes of the skate world. I want Line Order to be that of the cannabis world. I want Line Order to be a movement, not just in cannabis, but also in lifestyle that comes with everything. So kind of we launched first in Michigan with a company that created all my genetics, heavyweight heads. Um, we partnered up. We joined forces together with a group of beautiful, beautiful members, 305 farms out of Michigan. They're really based in Florida, is where we met, Miami. So we have one of the largest facilities now in Michigan and largest grow in Michigan, as well as we help to also provide some return electricity to the community. So we're doing a good job there. But I'm very proud of my team, first and foremost, which is 305 farms, as well as my genetics coming from heavyweight heads. And Line Order, the group, we're consist of a bunch of different people. One of my sons, two of my sons are part of the company, Nico and Zion. My children always evolve into being a company. One of my brethren, he's a lawyer. We decided to be partners. His name is John. Another brethren of mine, he worked in Wall Street. His name is Ken. He's a part of the company. Wall Street guy, very very good with numbers. I love it. It's like I feel, everything in business has to deal with infrastructure, and that's what Line Order is about. Line Order is about a full circumference of people that believe in the same vision and believe upon the path, and we can drive it that way. And but we need ones from every field to be a lion, and then it's a movement. It comes the movement of Lion Order. So that's John. You have Voodoo, who's a great artist. He does wonderful things. He does work with Miles Davis. He does a bunch of beautiful artwork, and I love his style of work. There's another brethren named Cole Ramstad. He just has a great eye for product in general, and he comes from like he's a collector of like vintage Hermes, Gucci, Louis Vuitton pieces, and he resells them. That's his main business, like old luxury. So one of the things of the company, I created this word called roots luxury, because I'm a Rasta man, but also I'm a king. We're kings. We're kings and queens. So that means we want quality things, and we want the things that last forever. So he's important and to help me to bring that to life. One of my brethren that I went to school with, he's a younger player. His name is Mike James. He played in also the NFL as well as at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He played for Detroit Lions, and he went to the University of Miami. There's another brethren. His name's Eric. He came from the cannabis space. His father was persecuted for cannabis. So was Cole's dad. So he's from Denver. He grew up in when prohibition was becoming a thing in Denver, when the legalization of cannabis the movement began in like Denver in regards to legalities. Luke, who is also these Luke and Ken, they both went to Cornell, Yale, and so Ivy League schools. So they're very intelligent guys, and I like working with intelligent people. And then my right hand guy, his name is James. He's my right hand man. He works with us, and that's pretty much our team. And we have another brethren that does art for us. His name is Brandon, very artistic. So that's pretty much my team and the people that are with us. And the first thing is that they understand the type of human being that they're working with. I'm not the average guy that gets up and thinks about numbers and these things. Now I think about movement. I think about creativity. I think about love. I think about how to bring love into materials, how to bring love into an extension of myself, how to make energy transfer through anything that I'm a part of. So this way, this energy can awaken another, can help to bring more life, bring more courage. Yesterday, I met a guy that I wanted to help me in the apparel side, and all he kept on telling me is that you know last year was a rough year for me, and I lost my girlfriend. We had a breakup. My company this, my that, and he says, but on my phone before I met you, I wrote this on my phone: become a lion. So I
That's
said, you're
amazing.
absolutely right, and you're in the right place. So yeah, welcome to Lion and Order, the movement. So it's about empowering oneself spiritually, and then making that become physical, because everything starts in the consciousness, and the consciousness is our thought. And if we can bring our thoughts to reality, coming from a great place, I think we have accomplished what we're trying to accomplish with Lion Order.
That's amazing. So there's a lot of different ways that everyone can connect.
And sorry, our lioness Courtney. That Courtney, we have a few lionesses. Courtney's work with the company day to day when she can. She's like a creative director for the Proud side, and then there's a bunch of other queens on the other side with 305 and with heavyweight heads. So we put the kings and queens together, and we have two a beautiful group that we love to work with. The Herb group, their organization on Instagram or magazine, and the Herb. We love High Times, So all these people help to make us what we are.
It seems that there's a lot of interesting ways that the audience can connect with the movement, in terms of product, cannabis, coffee, apparel. It sounds very exciting, and a lot of work that seems ahead. So that leads me to my next question of, what does the future hold for the movement? Are there any product launches or any type of announcements that we should expect soon, or things are in the works that you can share with us?
Yeah, well, we did like a partnership with the Cannabis Museum in New York. We did that, so we're going to be launching our product line in the Cannabis Museum. We also did a beautiful collaboration with a beautiful group of people in New York, and it's like a lounge slash it's cafe lounge, everything, and they have a like a garment line as well, and it's called Catchy Shubi in New York, and they're opening up very soon. And for Line Order, coming up the next quarter, we're looking into getting into the vapes. We're launching some of our hard goods with rolling trays and a few other things like joint cases and rolling paper, a couple other accessory things. And we're looking forward to launching our merch collection, our merch line coming August as well. So you'll be able to find all these things on lineorder.com, as well as our Instagram at Line Order, as well as our Twitter at Line Order. Underscore. Someone took the name back from me, from me, so I hope to get it back. So yeah, we have some things happening, as well as our this our adjacent partners like Heavyweight Ads and 305 Farms. We're doing beautiful things together. So we're just happy about that, and launching a couple of new strains coming up. So we're looking forward to that. And my strains now in the market, they're doing very well in Michigan. We're in about 100 outlets. You can look at lineorder.com and see some of our destinations where you can find Line Order. So right now, on the cannabis side, you can find us in Michigan, as well as find a lot of information about us on lineorder.com. And it's nice to check us out on Instagram at Line Order.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Rohan. I really appreciate your time. And I look forward, as well as I'm sure everybody who's watching this video, to stay tuned for all the amazing, exciting launches that you're having this year. So, this is 2023, seems like the Lion Order year. So, looking forward to staying in touch. And, if there's anything else that I may have missed that you want to point out.
Well, yes, this is a Rastafari movement. And our movement is about the goodness of the Almighty God, and we love God and we praise God every day. So this movement is built off of a God consciousness.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Rohan. I hope you have an excellent day and we'll be in touch. Thank you.